আসসালামু আলাইকুম। দেশ এবং দেশের বাইরে যে যেখানে বসে আমাদের আজকে লাইভ দেখছেন আপনাদের সবাইকে আমি নাজমুল খান 24 স্টুডিও থেকে স্বাগত জানাচ্ছি। Dear audience, thank you so much for watching this live, and I'm very happy actually and super excited to share another episode of a career counseling show or career upgrade show. And we have very special guests today, and I'm sure that you are also super excited to hear from them as well. So this is a 153 episode. আমরা গুটি গুটি পা করে আমরা 153তম এপিসোডে চলে আসছি এবং আপনাদের ভালোবাসা আপনাদের সাপোর্টের কারণে আমরা এতগুলো পর্ব শেষ করতে পেরেছি সাকসেসফুলি এন্ড উই ওয়ান্টেড টু ডু মোর। এন্ড আজকের পুরো অনুষ্ঠানটাতে আমার সাথে আমাদের আরেকজন কলিগ থাকবেন কোচ হিসেবে জ্যান। আমি জ্যানকে অন স্ক্রিনে নিয়ে আসছি। জ্যান, you need to unmute, Jan.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, hi. Good evening, everyone. We are very excited to share with you our topics tonight about career counseling. Yeah, I'm Jen. I'm a volunteer of 24 Asia, and we have a lot of things that we will share with you about uh, Singapore job market, uh, personal branding, and many more. Yeah, so we invited four guests from Malaysia and Australia and two from Singapore. So yeah, I'm very excited to start this show. Back to you, Sir Nas.
Thank you, Jan. Yes, দর্শকদের যেমন বলছিলেন জ্যান, আমরা আসলে আজকে সত্যি really excited actually because we are going to learn many things from our very very special guest panelists that who are actually going to share because they are actually a subject matter expert on this domain, and we are super excited to have them and share the same screen. So therefore the delay, let me invite all our panelists on the screen. So, dear audience, as I was sharing this, we have actually very special guest and panelists. We have we have Shapkat from Australia. We have Vignesh from Singapore. We have Golam Mahabub from Malaysia, and we also have actually Dr. Moshir from Singapore. Sorry, I must pronounce correctly. Dr. Vignesh from Singapore. Yes. Yeah, so they are very, very special guests for us, and we have been waiting for this meme moment quite some time. They are super busy, and we hijack them for today for all our audience. So without further delay, let me just actually request all our panelists actually to do a short introduction. First, I would like to request Dr. Moshur Rahman from Singapore, if you can actually just give a quick introduction to our all those audience. Over to Dr. Moshur, sir.
Hello, thank you. I am Mashir Rahman. I am working in healthcare area. But beside that, I do a lot of consultation about the career counseling. I'm also writing and making videos on developing soft skill, leadership, and other areas. It's excited, and thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you so much. So next, I would like to request our next panelist, Shapkat Moshad from Australia. If you can just say a quick intro to our audience. Shapkat, over to you.
Hello everyone. My name is Shafkat. So basically, I'm from Australia, living here in Melbourne last 13 years. So I'm specializing on solution architecting on different domain vendors like all the technology vendors like HP, Oracle, Dell, VMware, and working last 16 plus years actually in different global companies like NTT. Now currently working in Ingram Micro as a technical sales consultant. Serving nationally and APJ for any sort of like a hyperconverged data protection and professional service deployment.
Thank you so much, Shapkat. So next, we have next panelist, Golam Mahabub from Malaysia. Golam, if you can just give a short introduction to our audience. Golam, over to you.
Sure. Salam and good evening, everyone. My name is Golam Mahabub. I'm working as a program director in Ericsson Malaysia. Ericsson is the number one telecommunication vendor in the world, and they are the pioneer of rollout the 5G network worldwide. Currently, I'm working, especially our customer is the Digital National Bharat, who are the only 5G rollout, doing the rollout in Malaysia. I'm pretty proud that I'm part of that project right now, and especially taking care of the cloud environment. Uh, yeah, I'm working in Malaysia for last 16 years, and as a program director, I'm managing projects for last 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have our next panelist, Dr. Vignesh from Singapore. Yeah, Vignesh would like to request to do a quick introduction to our audience. Over to you.
Hi, hello, 24 Asia. It's very honor and immense pleasure to meet everyone, especially all the guests and fellow panelists and audience and viewers here. And it's a great event. I would say that this career guidance is much needed and essential after this pandemic situation. And it's really going to be a lot of knowledge sharing from all those experts here. That's they go. You should grasp all those informations. It's much needed for you enable to be sustainable in future and in any other situations that you can. This knowledge is going to be very useful for you guys. And I'm Dr. Vignesh, and I'm a chairman and board member of Newton International College. And this college is almost 20 years in Singapore and very reputable and been supporting all the community, especially Bangladeshi community students. And it's a very honor to see you everybody here, and I'm looking forward for this event and look to meet and discuss with you all guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Vignesh. We are super excited. Actually, we can see many audience already started to commenting. Jen, should we pick some comments actually to say hi to audience? Jen, you are on mute.
Sure. Give me a minute.
Let me just pick up some of these comments. Actually,
Yeah.
I can see Shahin Ahmed.
Yeah.
Shahin, thank you so much for joining. Shahriar Ahmed, Riyad Mullabhai, welcome. To all, Rajiv, thank you so much for joining. Hassan, Kamru, Ripon Ali also joined. Thank you, Ripon. Irene, join us, actually welcome us, all those distinct guests and panelists. Chaudhry Rumi, say good evening to all. Thank you, Rumi. Stay in touch. We also say a few words actually. Hello to Vignesh, and hope your family and everyone actually doing well. Engineer Moshur Rahman, another engineer of our brothers actually joined. Vanessa also joined as well. Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, we have Deepu. Nice to meet you all. Raymond and Mohammed Ali. So stay in touch. Actually, we are going to just start our show as well, and we are going to hear many important advice from all our panelists. Yeah. So first, maybe we should start the first question. Then we'll actually pick up some of the comments from audience as well. What do you think, Jan?
Yeah. Let's see what the Vanessa say. Welcome to.
Yeah, I saw some of the comments.
Sorry.
I'll pick up some of the comments later as well. Maybe we'll start the show.
Yeah.
First. Yeah. First question that I have actually to Dr. Moshe Rahman. What are the tips and techniques can a fresh graduate or diploma holder can actually follow to build his career? So I would like to request Moshe, if you can actually share tips and techniques for those who just completed their diploma and graduation. Over to Moshe Rahman.
Okay. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Yes, you can hear.
Can you share the screen that I sent you earlier? So
Okay,
it's
sure. No
for the fresh graduates, it's one of the challenge because they do not have experience. They do not have enough content to write their CV. So that is the one of the great challenge for the fresh graduate. So to overcome that the issue, I suggest the fresh graduate to focus on the content. Means that what kind of things I can write in the CV, although I don't have experience. For example, we can write about the volunteer work. We can write about the projects and have some kind of footprint in the internet. It's not about the social media. not like that you have to post your work in the Facebook or Twitter. It's more like the evidence that you are doing something relate to your focus career goal. For example, if you are a software engineer, you can review some latest software technology and put that, and you can participate there. So doing some volunteer and those type of things you can add in, although you don't have any experience, although you may did some small project relate to your job. All the time it's very important that CV should be focused with the focus to the career interest. You don't need to write the part-time job that you did in the hotel or restaurant. You don't need that, because that is not aligned to your career goal. Please write something that is aligned with your career goal, but maybe it may be project, it may be volunteer. Another thing I wrote already at the top is the purpose of the CV. Most of the time we make mistake. The purpose of the CV is not to getting a good job. Often we think that okay, CV will help me to get a good job. It's not completely correct. CV is to getting a shortlisted for interview call. So I need to convince the admin people, I need to convince the human resource people that I am capable for this. So please call me for the interview. And in the interview, you can showcase your other things. But so that's why it's very important to write something that the admin people or the human resource people, they will understand, because they are not for they, if you write something which is not related to the CV in other term, they will not understand, because they are not subject matter expert. They are the human resource people, they are the more like the agency, so they will match with the word by word. So that's why it's very important to all the time customize that and according to the job. So I like to give another tips, which is at the next slide, is that often we write a small is a one single CV, and we send it everywhere. I call it as the spray method. Means that I write a one CV. That's all. It's a static. Every time, anywhere, I'm sending the same CV everywhere. So it's a spray method, and I am wishing, my God, oh, I will get this job. So it's not a wishing. So next slide, I am using this method, which is the in the next slide, is the customize and try and retry. Can you show to the next slide, where try, learn, and keep trying? Means that you write for a particular role, it's not working, then you rewrite, then again you learn something, you rewrite, then you post again. So try, learn, and keep trying. This is the tips that I like to share today. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Thank you so
That's very
much.
insightful, very insightful topic, you know.
Yes,
Yeah,
true, true.
actually, often people thinks that the CV is for getting good job. It's not true. CV is to get the interview call, because your
Mm.
CV will be first hand. It will be reviewed by the computer. Maybe often the computer simulation AI will check if the keyword is there, matching there. Admin people, human resource people, agency people, they do not have any background of your expert area. So that's why it's very important to focus the keyword that is mentioned in the job role. So that's why that is the important thing. CV is for getting the interview call. That's all, not for job.
True, true.
Mm.
What I can actually just summarize that, we usually sometimes make CB as like a potty tool to cook for anything and everything, but in real life, it doesn't really work.
Yes.
Especially when the recruiter are looking for a certain skills, and they will be looking inside your CV whether
Hmm.
this skill that you have it or not. So
Correct.
we
Mm.
first actually furnish our CV according to the job description that the employer or HR agency is looking for, so that
Hmm.
focus on those points, something inside the CV, so that they know that person or myself is a suitable candidate for that role.
Always customize based on the job role. It's not a static one CV you send everywhere.
Got it, got it. Thank you so much for sharing this. I can see many
Thank
audience
you so
actually
much.
join it, and many of them actually commented. I'll pick some of the comment, but before that, let me go to the next question. Actually, I have my next question is actually Shapkat. Shapkat, how to prepare well to get a better job in Australia? Especially for those people who wanted to actually migrate to Australia, what are the basic tips, suggestion that you have, if you can share? Shefkat from Australia.
Thank you for giving me an opportunity for talking here, like of talking in this panel with this like a beautiful panelist. So I've got a few things actually, because preparation for anything is very important, right? So particularly before applying for a job, what we are doing, we are just we need to do some sort of pre-work before applying a job. As an example, like you should understand that where you actually fit for this job market, like what is your position at this moment, like how you can articulate like what sort of position and what sort of job actually you're looking in this market. So in the Australian market is a bit of very technical. They are always just looking very precise activities and precise like of a skill set for getting a professional job here. So first, what I'm always suggesting to the people, like say, go to the job board, go to the LinkedIn job search, update your profile first, and find and compare your skill set, what you have currently got, and compare what is and where is the market is moving forward. Like then you can actually understand that what is the lacking you have got, right? And based on that, you can start improving. So I can say it's as a pre-work for start improving your skill set. So the fact is like of what sort of method actually you can use in short, and how to find it out, the improvement area, the where is my weakness. So you can just create a simple SWOT analysis on your profile. Like this is the area where I'm strong, this is the area where I'm weak, and then start just improve on that particular area. As an example, like I can give an example, quick example, like say, if I don't know DevOps skills or cloud native skills or critical thinking skills or Power BI or Microsoft, any application or packages, just go to the YouTube and go to the LinkedIn Learning and start learning those things on a course related one and complete it properly. Because sometimes we just start the things and we're not completing, but yeah, you should complete that one. At least you will get like a basic and idea, and then you can just start creating your like a building your resume and then your profile in the LinkedIn. So this is a very interesting pre-work you need to do. And after that, I'm saying like jump on your task, like continuous improvement and continuous development. What actually Moshe Bhai said, like continuously you need to change your resume for each of the job, and that's very important. Continuous improvement and continuous development is one of the terms we're using in the DevOps, but I think this is appropriate for the like of personal career development on some sort of stuff. So be optimistic, prepare for the fail. You will fail for the first few interview, and that's fine. Learn from what mistakes you have done in your first few interviews. That's very important. So improve your networking. So improve your networking is a lot of things we can say, but the good thing is like how to improve your networking, like you are working with your co-workers and ex-managers, you work with a lot of people, right? And because when you're working in a project, definitely you have done that project successfully, and try to get those references from those people in your LinkedIn. LinkedIn is very important nowadays. People are just going through the LinkedIn because a lot of the job here in Australia is just published. It's not published in the job board. So what they're doing, they're just getting the reference from internally and just connecting with those people and just offer them the job if I've got a proper skill set. So that's very important. As well as definitely global certification training helps, but hands-on experience also important. Like if I just put something in my resume, like say I know Power BI, but I don't know how to actually do this Power BI task, just go to the any online lab kind of things and just learn this thing. Or if you don't know any particular things like cloud scale, just go to that, find any online lab, do by yourself, and then learn actually how to do these things. This is very important. So these are all the things actually you need to do pre-work. You need to just continuously improvement and development, and after that you can just apply for the interview and then improve your networking as well. So these all the stuff, if you do the basics and the things, definitely you will just land a good job in Australia, or not only Australia, anywhere in overseas.
Thank you, Shapkat. Shapkat, অনেকগুলো পয়েন্ট বলছে, let me just summarize in a few points, especially in Bengali, because অনেক অডিয়েন্স আমাদের দেখছেন। সো Shapkat বেশ কয়েকটা পয়েন্ট বলছে, তার মধ্যে আমার কাছে গুরুত্বপূর্ণ যে পয়েন্টগুলো ভালো লেগেছে, I feel that those are actually very important part. I think whatever the role that you are applying, ওই রোলগুলোর জব ডেসক্রিপশন গুলো আপনি একটু দেখে নেবেন যে সেটার মধ্যে আপনি কতটুকু হাউ ইউ আর ক্যাপাবল, হাউ ইউ অ্যাকচুয়ালি ফিট ইন দ্যাট পার্টিকুলার রোল, হাউ মাচ ইউ কন্ট্রিবিউটেড অ্যাকচুয়ালি। পাশাপাশি বেশ কিছু স্কিল যেটা হচ্ছে ওই এমপ্লয়ার রিক্রুটাররা খুঁজতেছে, আপনি সেই ধরনের স্কিল যদি না থেকে থাকে, এরকম বেশ কিছু অনলাইন লার্নিং প্ল্যাটফর্ম আছে যেখান থেকে আপনি নিজে ফ্যামিলিয়ার হতে পারেন, একটু কাজে এক্সপিরিয়েন্সটা গেইন করতে পারেন। পাশাপাশি বেশ কিছু ভার্চুয়াল ল্যাব আছে, সেখানে চাইলে আপনি বিভিন্ন ধরনের সিমুলেটর কিংবা এক্সারসাইজ করতে পারেন। সো ইন শর্ট, আমরা যে জিনিসটা খুঁজি কিংবা প্রায় বলে থাকি যে আমাকে জবটা দেয়া হলে আমি অন জব কিংবা ওজিটি অন জব লার্নিং করবো। আমি যদি খুব ছোট্ট একটা এক্সাম্পল দেই, ফর এক্সাম্পল একটা কোম্পানি ডুবুরি করতেছে। সো তারা চাচ্ছে যে এরকম ডুবুরি যে হচ্ছে যে জাহাজটা তলিয়ে গেলে সাঁতার কেটে কিংবা নিচে যে পানি মানে যাত্রীগুলো বের করতে পারবে। আপনি যদি বলেন আপনি সেই কোম্পানিতে জয়েন করে সাঁতার শিখবেন, তারপরে আর উদ্ধার করবেন, I don't think any of the recruiter or employer is happy to recruit you. So you have to be prepare something first before you jump, and those are actually few points that actually Shafkat has shared, which is very important. Build your networking, get to know all those people actually in those professional career. Go through the job description and what is missing for you to add values before you apply, and then definitely continue learning actually and prepare to fail. So prepare to fail is something that you keep applying and compare. So do your reflection. What is missing? What else can improve? There is always room for the improvement. But those are actually key points that I like it. Thank you so much for sharing. Onik Darshak comments question. Jan, what do you think? Can we go to some of the comments before we go to the next panelist, Jan?
Yeah, sure. Let me see.
Okay, let
Sorry,
me pick some comments, Jan.
Yeah.
Can I go first?
Can I? There's one question. It say, how can we create a CV for Australia? So
Okay.
Yeah.
I can answer a quick thing. There is no hard and fast rule. আপনার কোনো এক্সাক্ট কোনো হার্ড অ্যান্ড ফাস্ট রুল নাই যেখানে হচ্ছে আপনি সিভি ক্রিয়েট করতে পারবেন, বাট if you follow some basics and process, at the same time what I said, like if you just do some sort of make it a short resume. You don't need to just write like a 4 or 5 page resume. Even if you have got a 15, 16 or 20 years of experience, make it short, very precise, because they are basically interested on when they are going to talk with you, and they're pretty much interested about what is your network, who is actually referring you for the job, and what sort of skill set you have got. So based on that, আপনি অটোমেটিক্যালি হচ্ছে যেটা হবে যে আপনার যদি একটা প্রপার নেটওয়ার্কিং থাকে, আপনি যদি একটা ভালো রেফারেন্স পান আপনার আগের জব থেকে, আপনি খুব ইজিলি ল্যান্ড করতে পারবেন। বাট আপনার সিভিটা সবসময় ছোট রাখতে হবে, মেক ইট শর্ট। ইউ ডোন্ট নিড টু জাস্ট মেক ইট ভেরি লেন্দি, বাট অলওয়েজ ট্রাই টু ইউজ সাম ক্রিয়েটিভ ওয়ে। লাইক অ্যাজ অ্যান এক্সাম্পল, নাওয়াডেজ অনেকেই অস্ট্রেলিয়াতে সিভি লেখার আগে যেটা করে যে আপনার ডেটা অ্যানালাইসিস করে। আপনার লিঙ্কডিনে আমি যা ইনপুট দিলাম, লিঙ্কডিনে আপনি জানেন যে একটা ডেটাটাকে ডাউনলোড করা যায়, তারপর এটাকে ডেটা অ্যানালাইসিস করে পাওয়ার বিআইতে আপনার রিপ্রেজেন্ট করা যায় কিভাবে হচ্ছে আপনার আপনার পার্সোনাল আপনার স্কিল সেটটা শো করতেছে। সো আপনি যদি এরকম কিছু ক্রিয়েটিভ কিছু করেন, টেক আ স্ক্রিনশট অফ দ্যাট ওয়ান and put in your resume, that's really fantastic.
Thank you so much for sharing, Shafkat. And also actually earlier Moshirfa actually have shared a couple of the points, especially if you're a fresh graduate, do add all those actually job that you have done as a volunteer. Looks like you are not really fresh, but still you have some experience, you have some leadership skill, you have actually done some teamwork, and all those will add values to your career. At least the employer will know that you have worked with some companies and have some experience even though you are fresh. So those are really, really good points that share. Let me pick some of the comments. Thank you for sharing. Akarujaman said that about the CV. Tariqul Sab said thank you, for sharing this. Hassan, nice to meet you. All those panelists. Customized CV is very important. Moshiba actually earlier shared it. The CV that the role that you have you are applying. সেটা আপনাকে অবশ্যই মনে রাখতে হবে. Mamun Bhai said thank you so much 24 Chef for organizing this. Harlin says it's a great show. Nazmun Hassan Selim, thank you so much for joining this and sharing all those experience from our panelists. She appreciated this as well as from all those panelists input. দেখতে পাচ্ছি আবুবকর সুজন, Angel, আরো অনেক দর্শক comments করেছেন. Most of them actually has appreciated all those panelists comments and views. Kausar Ahmed also actually commented, Dr. Vignesh, thank you so much for tremendous support for Singapore community, as well as motivating all our brothers here in Singapore and supporting as well. Kamaruzzaman Roni, Ramesh, Nasrin Farid, Kansharmin, Mahin, Angel, Dorikul, and many other brothers actually as well as commenting it. So we'll pick some of those comments. If you have actually any question, feel free to drop at the notes, and definitely we'll pick up your question. So maybe go to the next panelist that we have. Jen, can you go to the next panelist? Let me just pick up. Yeah. So next is
Yeah.
Ghulam Mahbub. Yeah. So Ghulam,
Yes.
thank you for the introduction earlier. So the question that I have, apart from
Is
the book, the degree. Jen, you want to go ahead?
yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Apart from the book or degree, that what else do you think that we should have to have a better jobs, and how much importance is it, especially for in terms of the certification that helps in the professional career? Ghulam, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Nas. So to understand this relation between the normal general education and the certification, so we must understand the relation first before we consider which one is most important and what is next. So actually, we have witnessed a great shift of people's perception about education during this COVID-19 pandemic. Previously, everyone thought we cannot learn university or college remotely, but during the pandemic, it showed us that yes, it's possible to learn remotely, and not only remotely, virtually as well. So this is opening an opportunity for us to learn from university and education centers, right? And also it is become a good challenge for everyone because who already has a graduation or university degrees, they also can learn more other certification or go for other certification easily, rather than what was difficult before. They need to go for classroom, they need to find that time during the work and or after the work. So for the technical certification, it is very important because this make a bridge between the employer and the employees. This is the first thing. Like what Shafqat also mentioned, that it is not only education, you need to go for global certification as well. So what I believe maybe Dr. Vignesh and Dr. Mashubhai also agree that a fresh graduate, when they apply for, like Mashubhai also showed in how to create the CV, they don't have those information about experience, right? So when they want to get a better job with a better salary, so experience is very important. But as a fresh grad, if they don't have a job or don't get a job, how they're gonna obtain experience, right? So this kind of global certification actually can help them to fill this gap. And because this kind of certification is more practical and worldly recognized, that's why you can see nowadays different universities also having collaboration with different kind of vendors like Cisco, IBM, SDS, and Juniper as well. So getting the collaboration, making their different kind of certification as part of their delivery of education. And it also make an additional value, added additional value to the students when they complete their graduation. They can show that they have already have some sort of hands-on experience on specific products, sometimes vendor neutral products as well. So it helps not to get them to get a better job, and also when they get a job, if they continue like this, it actually helps them to get a better career in their future. Yeah, so that's my viewpoint about the technical certification.
Thank you so much, Ghulam, actually for sharing this. দর্শক আপনারা যতক্ষণ শুনছেন, আশা করছি বেশ কয়েকটা পয়েন্ট পিক করতে পারছেন। গোলাম actually share multiple points, especially একাডেমিক ক্যারিয়ারের পাশাপাশি কিংবা একাডেমিক এডুকেশনের পাশাপাশি আপনাকে হ্যান্ডস অন অভিজ্ঞতা থাকতে হবে। পাশাপাশি যে ফিল্ডের জন্য আপনি কাজ করছেন, ফর এক্সাম্পল if it's IT field, if it's networking field, there are many certification like Cisco, CCNA, CCNP, and all those. Similarly, cybersecurity, or even a server administration or the database, or even application development. There are many courses and certification is there, which is really useful for real life jobs. আপনারা যখন ডিপ্লোমা কিংবা গ্রাজুয়েশন করবেন, পড়াশোনার পাশাপাশি চেষ্টা করবেন বিভিন্ন ধরনের প্রজেক্ট কমপ্লিট করতে. The project could be, the ERP software that you have developed. It could be just create a multiple portfolio for you to showcase that you have done some experience, and then this actually portfolio you can share to the companies or recruiter or the employer that this is how and this is what you have done, and the use cases actually. Is it especially IT profession? Those are actually security, networking, or even a database system administration. There are managed certification is there. So এই জিনিসগুলো আপনি করতে পারেন, that will add values in your profile. Thank you so much, Golam, sharing this very important information. We'll go back to the next panelist that we have, Dr. Vignesh. So the question that I have actually is very common.
Right.
Jen, you want to raise this?
Yes, the question is about the job market. So what is the highly demand in the current job market, and what kind of diploma or certification would be most advantageous for our migrant brothers to secure a good job? Yeah, so for Dr. Vignesh,
I think that is the
this
most
question.
challenging question you have that you gave me. That's first of all, yes, thanks for the 24 Asia and giving me the opportunity and sharing my knowledge to everyone. And just now, our Shafiqat and Dr. Mashibar and also Golam have explained. I think it's going just like a math pathway. It's like a mapping the mind. Like Moshe started with how do you enter into the market, and Shafiqat told us about the skill, how do you develop your skills, and Golam coming out with certification. So the next one is coming, which is the final, the session after me. Anyway, it's great, great, and I would love to answer this. Actually, like I think everybody, we all know what happened past 3 years. Okay, as an institution, as a college, private college, and I also working with Heriot-Watt universities in UK, and even with we are working Macquarie University. We are doing some research last few years on the pandemic time. There are so many people who are not employed, right? All being stay back
Correct.
home and pandemic time. Just think, imagine, like I ask all the viewers, who was working during that pandemic time? That's the key question, $1 million question we ask ourselves. First, I would say all the healthcare industry was very busy. Nurse, healthcare assistant, caregivers, they were still there, right? Then you take about second, come to the second category is, you see the maintenance, facilities maintenance people who maintain the building. Everything have to run, air conditioning and heating, ACMV system, lighting. People are inside the building, right? So secondly, I would say just think about it. Second industry, what's very robust still was, we have more essential was, second is facilities management, like service maintenance. Third, of course, everybody know IT, right? Like we order food with the app, right? All those app came up. Even today, this app is what we're sitting instead of direct one. Like we can sit in our home. So you think that three industries was much needed during that pandemic time. And when we do a research, and also now we are coming out the programs, in tomorrow it happens again. Okay, what kind of the courses that now everybody is pushing and rushing to study, either healthcare or technical skills like maintaining the M&E, facility management, building information models like AutoCAD, all these technical. And third one is information technology, like building an app, designing an app, how you can make it, like you can order a food, like what I think all know about this. Like Grab was doing so good during that time, Grab Food and many other apps. So what I'm trying to tell you is, in future, okay, so now currently what is most demanded job, even our college, we have a lot of inquiries from companies. They want 100 nurse in New Zealand, in Australia, Canada, in Singapore, demanded nurse, healthcare. So this is for audience who are watching and your friends are doing this. I think you can say they have a lot of opportunities. Once you're a Singapore registered nurse, I tell you, today you have a lot of countries waiting for you with PR residents, and you stay there. I have that. We have that, all those this thing. Secondly, come to my students. I would say we have about 300 students. They're studying this program, and every one of us are getting a good job. And it's not only with the qualification, but they also develop their other skills, like presentation skills, communication skills. So that one was facilities management, where every building now already we build many buildings. Now who is going to take care of operate those buildings? Like tenancy management or lease property management, or talk about M&E, like how do you all the mechanical service and electrical service need to be taken care, like lift, lights, air conditioning system. I think all the buildings air conditioning system is a big thing, right? All the energy efficiency. So PLC programming, building automations, like sensors. You walk in, all the toilets lights on, like toilets works in the sensors. So if you ask me, that's the second where the viewers can focus into this. Like I'm an engineer. I also went for a chef course in case my engineer job, some robots takes off. What I'm going to do? I can cook and make money, right? So it's called second skill that you got to make everybody have to think about is that what is my passion or to do. So third category I'm going into is IT. Please, computer is not only present, is also future. It's also the past. We already use past, present, future. So computers, IT, software, networking. I think like Shafkat, I think he got know more about this, isn't it, Mr. Shafkat? Am I right? Right? It's like always like a Shah Rukh Khan movie always hit. Like you can say that always it's a winning team. So think about that. So either three of these will be a very much demanded in future. It always the demanded. So I tell viewers, if you're not into this industry, just try. You can have a second skill or second certifications that you can pick up will help you in the future demand, or you're not happy with your current job and you're not satisfied. So right place, right time, right person. So you're one of that you can take this qualifications will be much good. Yes, all right. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Thank you. That was really very insightful, Dr. Vignesh, and you have actually shared many points. If you allow me to summarize in Bengali, actually,
Yeah,
সে অনেকগুলো পয়েন্ট বলেছে বিঘ্নেশ অ্যাকচুয়ালি যে জব মার্কেট সম্বন্ধে, স্পেশালি আপনি যদি প্যান্ডামিকের সময় দেখেন যে আমরা সবাই বসে থাকলেও কিন্তু সিস্টেম চালু ছিল। আমরা অনলাইনে যেমন অ্যাপস খাবার অর্ডার দিলাম, খাবার আসতো, পাশাপাশি হসপিটাল গুলা সেগুলো মেনটেনেন্স, এয়ারকন প্লাস পাশাপাশি ফ্যাসিলিটি যেগুলো ছিল, হেলথ কেয়ার সিস্টেম, পাশাপাশি সেই জিনিসগুলো কিন্তু অটোমেটেড ছিল, কিংবা সেই সিস্টেমগুলো অনলাইনে ছিল। আমরা অনেক বেশি অনলাইন ডিপেন্ডেন্ট হয়ে গেছিলাম। যেমন ফর এক্সাম্পল অনলাইন মার্কেট প্লেস যেগুলো, যেটা আমরা ঘরে বসে অর্ডার করতাম, জিনিস চলে আসতো। So that was there actually. Nothing was lost. So think about yourself, find a jobs or prepare yourself that you want to do it. And one more point actually, the Vikesh has really shared that don't think that one specific topic that you have built and your job will become. Prepare yourself. How can actually you add values to others, and actually always plan to have a plan B. I remember actually one of my friends here, that in Singapore, if you wanted to do a real job and survive, you have to be a James Bond. So what the James Bond movie does, he's riding a car. All of a sudden, actually, he's in front of a sea, that he has a ship. He's flying it. Driving it or riding it along the way. He got a helicopter, and actually he's riding a helicopter. So in Singapore, you have to be a James Bond to sustain actually in the market, in the competitive job market, and you have to have multiple skills so that the employer who is actually hiring you, maybe he's expecting you as a site supervisor, safety officer as well as driver, or maybe he's expecting you because he only need a 40% for the driver, remaining 60% for office administration jobs. So need to know how to do that, security clearance, online form application, and many others. So the more additional skill that you have, so ততই বেশি আপনার চান্স চাকরি পাওয়াটা এবং চাকরি পাওয়ার সম্ভাবনাটা। So সেই জিনিসগুলো Dr. Vignesh shared wonderfully. Thank you so much actually, Dr. Vignesh, for sharing this. I saw many of the comments actually came. Jen, should we go to pick some of the comments and audience name actually?
Yes. Okay, I have one question here from Tanjin Hossein. He said, "Dear guest, what is your opinion about page CV? Please advise regarding the cover page." So anyone, you can
Okay. So
answer
Tanjin asked about the importance of one page
the
CV,
importance
because
of
that's
cover
people
page.
create 10-page CV or 11-page CV. I think Shafkat and Moshir Bhai did share. I think Moshir Bhai, if you can just answer that. Yeah.
হ্যাঁ,
What
আমি
is
একটা অ্যান্সার দিয়েছি অলরেডি যে ফ্রেশ গ্র্যাজুয়েটদের আসলে ওয়ান পেজটাই বেস্ট আর কি। ফ্রেশ গ্র্যাজুয়েট হলে আমার 2-3 পাতা দরকার না। অনেক সময় দেখি যে এটা দে আর ট্রাইং টু হ্যাভ মাল্টিপল পেজেস টু শো দ্যাট দে হ্যাভ মেনি এক্সপিরিয়েন্স, বাট ইট ডাজ নট মেক সেন্স। So for fresh graduate, it's important to have a single page CV, no problem. But for the mid career, like expert people or management role or some senior director role, you can have multiple CV. It does not need to be a single space because you are now have lot of experience. So you can highlight your output from those experiences and use more action word, means that what has been accomplished or what has been done, মানে সিভি যেটা আমি করতে পেরেছি সেগুলো ভালো মতন ওগুলোতে ক্লিয়ার করা, এবং ওইটার জন্য কিন্তু মিড লেভেলের যারা বা সিনিয়র লেভেল ডিরেক্টর বা প্রজেক্ট ম্যানেজার তাদের জন্য কিন্তু 2 পেজ বা 3 পেজ হতে পারে, কিন্তু ফ্রেশ গ্রাজুয়েটদের জন্য 1 পেজ ইজ গুড ইনাফ, সেটা আমার মতামত। থ্যাংক ইউ।
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Mushrifah, actually,
Yeah.
for sharing this. Yeah, I have one more small experience actually while I was interviewing actually 2 years ago for a few role, and I have received 15 page, 10 page, on 11 page CV. What happened when actually I was asking those candidates about certain skills, and it is more than 2 years, and usually say that, oh, I still have to work about it. So I went back to the third page, I forgot it. I went back to fourth page, 7 page, 8 page, and 11 page. The question that forgot it, maybe it's not good to add in the CV. Ask yourself, how much do you really know that you remember that employer is looking for? Yeah. Anything to add on, Shaka?
You're asking me the question. Sorry. Yeah.
I-
Anything to add?
What I have
Yeah,
shared.
anything to add?
That's a very good point actually, because yeah, for the fresh graduate, I don't think so. You need a more than 1 page, as what Moshur Bhai said. Jodi, if you really need to elaborate your things, what actually we are doing, you can use some link like GitHub. You can use some link like where actually you want to put your demo. আইটি পার্সপেক্টিভে কথা বলছি আমি, যেহেতু আপনি গিটহাবে হচ্ছে আপনার প্রজেক্টটা আপলোড করতে পারেন, অর সিমিলার লাইক এনি আদার প্ল্যাটফর্মে আপনি আপলোড করতে পারেন ইফ ইউ রিয়েলি ওয়ান্ট টু শো ইউ হোয়াট ইউ অ্যাকচুয়ালি হ্যাভ ডান আর্লিয়ার। লাইক আমি কিছু ফ্রেশ গ্র্যাজুয়েটের সিভি ইন সাম স্টেজেস এখানে দেখেছিলাম, দে আর জাস্ট অলওয়েজ জাস্ট পুটিং অন 1 page resume here in Australia, as well as like how they're putting everything in GitHub or some other sources. And বেসিক্যালি ফ্রেশ গ্র্যাজুয়েট বা নতুন যারা 1 বছর এক্সপিরিয়েন্স, বেসিক্যালি অস্ট্রেলিয়ার কোম্পানিগুলো ফোকাস করে হাউ ইউ অ্যাকচুয়ালি প্রেজেন্ট ইউর সেলফ টু গো ইন ফ্রন্ট অফ দ্য পিপল. Have you got a proper communication skill? You can talk in front of the people, and because they are almost thinking about, okay, you will going to learn in when you're just working, but at the same time, are you willing to learn? Have you got that sort of willingness in you? That's very important thing.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Vignesh and Golam. Anything to add on for this question that
Yeah.
audience asked?
So I think I would be telling a very important point for the
Yeah.
freshers who are preparing the resume. The first very important point I would say is be honest, right? Be transparent, be candid, and whatever you put in those every words, I think you should be 200% damn sure about that, and what are you doing that. So best be honest, because if not, because it will be waste of time for the employer. Because I've been interviewed many students, when they have the very nice resume, somebody written for them and ask them, it is so embarrassing that it's waste all the time. So it's better is, if not, that you will be blacklisted. Not only that, even many where like this is goes. So be very true, write what he knows, whatever the skills, and first of all try to learn your strength. Okay, you're fresher, you don't know your strength, you are a fast learner, or maybe you put me in a very tension situation, very pressing situation. I can handle this. I can take challenges. I can work very late hours. I'm very active. So those kind of things you can put in, where I do 5 kilometer jogging every day. So that means I can work long hours. I can take a lot of pressures. I do yoga. So those kind of things that creatively you put inside, which will be very true, that you can write inside. So that 1 page is all yours, and this is your book, and this is your Bible, and this is your Quran, right? So you wrote it, so you tell them, right? So that's what I, as an employer, I have been seeing. I've been students who recruit students. So I see that is where lacking nowadays. Okay, all right, guys. So that's what you look into every viewers freshers. Please take note of this. Write a true, that you write. Even the English is not good, never mind, but you can just learn it and come out with grammars and vocabularies and coherence, all these cautions, all you can make it. All right. Yes, that's it. That's what my point, Nazmul. And
Thank you. That's a wonderful, the point as well as sharing. Many of our brothers actually scam the, English, but try as Vignesh already shared, or try yourself. Use Grammarly. There's actually online apps that actually can help you to actually correct all those grammars and so on. Yeah, Golam, anything to add this question that they asked
Yeah,
about the page?
with due respect, I know Mashur Bhai and Dr. Vignesh already have given very good input. Of course, Shafqat also, but 2 cents from myself because as part of managing program, I am also doing some hiring. Um, uh, what I would advise from my current experience that uh, don't follow the standard, the common way of writing the CV. Normally, everyone will start with the name, father's name, position, and all those. But when the HR or the recruiting manager, when they see the CV, they always see the top and the bottom of the CV. Most of the time, they just ignore what is in the middle. But the way we write the CV right nowadays, we put all the most important information about your experience, your education at the middle. We start with our personal information. Middle is the actual information, which is really should be more important for the recruiter. And at the end, we always talk about our hobbies and all. So you can see the point, right? We miss the target, with the bullseye. We miss the bullseye, right? So whatever advice when you prepare the CV, like what Moshe said, customize the CV. Try to make I present yourself about your experience at the beginning of the CV. Now you don't follow the one column CV. You can make it 2 column. At the left, you can put all information: your name, certification, contact address, LinkedIn address, everything at the left side. Small tables. At the right, start with your experience, and I would say like write it down according to the job description. Which that means when a recruiter read this, they will start from what they are looking for, rather than you trying to understand who are you, where are you from, and what is contact number. So that's the 2 cents from myself.
Yeah, thank you so much, actually, Golam, for sharing those input. Yeah, so we have many questions from the audience, but we also have to follow our program schedule. So let me go to the next question that I have, from our list. Our next question that we have to Moshir Bhai. Uh, what is the most
Yes.
important part for personal branding, especially use case for the LinkedIn profile, and how to build a better professional network? Over to Moshir Bhai.
Okay, thank you. Would you please share the slide that I shared earlier? I highlighted key areas where we need to focus for the personal branding. Personal branding is very, very important in the current digital world. It is because the next slide, yeah, this is the first of all, your online presence is very important. People often thinks that online presence is means the Facebook, Twitter, and other social media. It does not mean that. It means more like the LinkedIn. It more likes the website that you manage. It can be a GitHub or some other open platform that where you share your thoughts and blogs, other things. So those type of online presence is very important for the fresh graduate and also for the professionals who have long experience. যেটা বললাম যে অনলাইনে প্রেজেন্সটা খুব দরকার, সেটা শুধুমাত্র ফেসবুকে আমি পোস্ট করছি বা কোনো ধর্ম কিংবা রাজনীতি নিয়ে মাতামাতি করছি সেটা না। আমার ক্যারিয়ার সংক্রান্ত আমি যে জায়গাটাতে আমার মানে পেশাগত দক্ষতা তৈরি করতে চাই সেই জায়গার রিলেটেড তথ্যগুলো আমাকে অনলাইনে কিংবা সেটা ব্লগ হতে পারে, লিঙ্কডইনটা খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট আজকের যুগে। So those are the areas where we should focus for developing the personal branding. And personally, the second step, the things I suggested is to write blog on career focus area. This is very important. Personally, I am doing that every Sunday. I write one blog, at least one blog on a day, in a 1 week. So just to share my experience, share something that is happening in the industry, share something that I have experienced. এই সপ্তাহে একটা করে আমি ব্লগ লেখার চেষ্টা করি, এবং এটা অনেকে আমি এনকারেজ করি যে এটার কারণে হয় কি প্রতিনিয়ত আমাদের একটা সেটা আমাদের ক্যারিয়ার সংক্রান্ত তথ্য হতে পারে, নিউজ হতে পারে, কোনো ব্যাপারে আমার মতামত হতে পারে এবং একটা গঠনমূলক আলোচনার জন্য এখানে মানে সমালোচনাও করা যেতে পারে। তো এই ধরনের ব্লগগুলো খুবই ভূমিকা রাখে। But third one is the networking is very important for personal branding. You have good online presence, but you need to reach to the offline users as well. Network does not means that you need to hang out with the girlfriend or boyfriend. It's more like the network with the professional people. Network with the not only senior CTO and CEO, but often you need to network with your colleagues. You need to network with your peers. Those is very important, because the CTO or CEO who are there is only maybe a few years, but your peers would be the more long-term supporter of your career. So they would be your reference, they would be your contact person. So that's why it's important to have the network offline as well. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I read one of your latest blog, The Power of Adaptability, Rejuvenating Your Skill Set in a Challenging Job Market. Yeah, so I read that. I really like your write ups. Yeah, so
Thank you.
yeah,
Yeah, it's very
yeah.
important to write something from someone's experience. If someone working with the social study, he or she can write with the social study related
Mm,
issues that is happening in the world, or it may be some comment about the news, or it can be a feature article. It can be something he thought about his professional areas. So relate to the professional areas or the focus
mm,
area is very important, because if you write something about the sports and other things non-focused area, that will create the noise which is not good for your branding.
mm. Yeah.
Thank you.
Last tip,
Yes, thank you.
often I see that a lot of people are doing a Facebook for their personal use and also the professional use. Particularly Bangladeshi people, আমি বাংলাদেশিদেরকে দেখেছি যে তারা বাংলাতেও পোস্ট করে, আবার ইংরেজিতেও তাদের প্রফেশনাল আপডেটটা পোস্ট করে, মানে বাংলা এবং ইংরেজি মিলে একটা জগা খিচুড়ি করে দেয়। দে আর নট ফোকাস। তো যেটা
Mm,
করা উচিত সেটা হচ্ছে একটা আইডিয়া আমাদের রাখা উচিত যেটা আমাদের প্রফেশনাল এর জন্য আমরা সোশ্যাল মিডিয়ার জন্য ইউজ করব, এবং আরেকটা আইডিয়া আমি রাখতে পারি ফ্রেন্ডস এন্ড ফ্যামিলির জন্য, যেটা আমি বাংলাতে
yeah.
আমার কন্টেন্ট করে করলাম। তো it need to be focused, because people, if you create a lot of noise, that will confuse the people.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. Yeah. Yeah, maybe we can move to another question, Sarnas.
Yep, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, the next question is for Sir Shafkat. Did I say it correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can short it up, chef as well. That's
Okay.
fine.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Yeah. This question is saying is which job is more comfortable in end customer, solution provider, or vendor? What should be the retired age for a migrant or expats? Yeah.
That's a very interesting question, actually, asking the retire age. I'm still young, though. Well, anyway, the retiring age here in Australia is 55 years old. You can take retirement after that, but you're pretty much like most of the Australians are very fit. They're actually working till 6 to 7 years until before they get retired. The good thing is about here in Australia, like if you pass 60 years, then probably your income can be tax free. So that's why people are working, would like to work like more than 60 years. So that's one of the good thing. I think like one of the another thing actually I was needed to touch in my last question. I actually missed that one. So I'm just covering a little bit. So the last question was, which area actually you need to move or migrate here in Australia, or which state? People are migrating here in Sydney. Even when I migrated first, I came in Sydney. It's good. It's overly populated. A lot of people are there in Sydney and Melbourne. You can start living there. People are taking as an opportunity, because a lot of people are there. People are thinking there will be a lot of job as well. But the fact is, like you always need to check the critical skill list or critical shortage in Australia, where the check the data before you come to Australia, and is this data is available in the Australian website, so you can find it out, where actually what sort of categorized job require in Australia and which state. So you can find it out in Australian government website, the critical skill list, and do some pre-work based on that, what I said earlier. So that's the thing. And the other part was where is the comfortness, right? Where to work.
Correct.
So comfortness, I'm not sure what sort of comfort we are looking here when you're working here. So particularly I'm thinking if you're working in a one company and you want to retire in that company, that's not a good thing. But sometimes people are moving from one to another, hopping from one job area to another, and even I did as well. I worked 11 years in entity. So but the fact is you always need to improve yourself, so you need to move from one technological skill set to the another one, and then if you can grow inside the company, that's really great. So I would like to see this kind of comfort rather than just doing one thing rest of your life. That's not actually the comfort thing. And working in which side of the area, I should say, is none of the area is easy to work. Like for an example, a vendor is always trying to push their technology in the market, right? So they are always selling their own technology to the market, and they are saying, I'm the great in the market. Whereas solution provider, like companies, like any companies like Frontline or any other, so a lot of partners, they're always trying to collaborate multiple of technologies together when they actually place to their end user. So that means of their end user, who are actually working with the people, with the public, they are always trying to capitalize those multi-vendor technology together and convert into a real money. So everyone has a lot of millions of challenges, and you always need to fit for that landscape. And how to fit for the landscape? Again, we are going back to the first stage, how you have to continuously improve, continuously develop whatever you have skill. Just improve your skill set. That's it.
Thank you, Shafqat. That's a very insightful, actually.
Yeah.
And so basically, to create your own comfort zone for yourself, no matter which company you are, and at the same time, actually, that especially in IT, you must be, learning every day. So you must have, continuous learning. If not, whatever the technology that is available today, it is only for today. Remember, tomorrow there will be another technology, to come. So you always need to keep on updating yourself. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing this, very insightful. Next question that I have to, I'm going to ask to Golam. It is very important question, actually. Many of friends that usually ask how to manage the work-life balance. Yeah, that's the first part. The second part is actually what is most important. Is it the youth, the time that have career, health, or education? Golam, over to you.
Thank you. So I will take the last question first. I'll just answer it. I'm also a bit worried because my wife is sitting beside me, and she will say, "Okay, you're trying to give some advice, but you may not follow me." So the first answer, if you say money, career, health, and education, actually all are important. The only thing you need to do is priority. Give them different priority. You cannot have a life without money. You cannot have a life with career as well. So health and education also required to get a good job. So my answer would be all of these career, money, health, and education is important, but set your priority accordingly. And second question about the work-life balance. Yes, during the pandemic, most of the people actually experience this kind of stress who are in corporate life, in the corporate environment. I also developed kind of heart disease during the last 2 years due to the stress of my work. So the way I try to reduce it is try to find something different, something new which is gives me some have some additional interest on that. So now I'm doing something different than project management, like business consulting, which is more less stressful than delivering the project. So I will advise the same. If you feel that you are stressful, try to find something different and interesting so that you can release your stress. But of course, it's not easy to change your career. But I will not advise to change your career. Keep it up, but doing something relaxing, which actually re-energize you.
Thank you so much, Golam. So we have a last question. Actually, we have lots of questions, but we don't have enough time actually to ask. So now next
Yes.
question that we need to ask to Dr. Bignesh, Jen, if you would like to ask the question.
Yeah. From Muhammad Himu, he said, I want to know.
Yeah, so I think maybe we
Yeah.
pick the question later from the audience. We
Okay.
go
Okay.
for our program itinerary because we have short of times.
Yeah. I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the last question.
correct. Go ahead, Jen.
Yeah. For the last question is for Dr. Vignesh. Um, can you share some success stories of Singapore migrant workers who have built successful careers in Singapore? Yes. Yeah, for
Yeah.
Dr. Vignesh.
There are many thousands, I would say, with past 15 years of experience. I don't know where to start and how to demonstrate and explain. But I would say that there are our YouTube channel and a Facebook channel only for testimonials that we can see list of students. But so let's like you said, I just tell you some story that it happened. When I see some students, they're just like 4 years, 5 years working in a very labor job, very basic workers. I think that's there are a lot of population here, Bangladeshis community. They come with basic level. Most of the proportional you can see they come for a very labor job. 2 years, 3 years, they like the country, and they think they want to live here and they want to settle down and they want to progress. So they come to us. So when they come, I really tell you some fascinating stories that they can't even speak a good grammar English, but they struggle themselves within a when they go through during the course. They learn English, they learn AutoCAD, they work, they understand the work communications. They go take work plan, these English courses for the workers. They also take that. I can tell one story, but I can't name him. But I would say that he came to me, I would say 2005, as a basic worker. And today I can say he's a project director. He's a project director, not even project manager. He's a project director. And he's taking care, is a MNC company he's working in. And he also fly to US, Australia for delegation for his company.
Wow.
And in a five-digit salary, I would say, just a basic salary, the commissions I don't say. So I have seen students like from 1,005 to 5,000. Even I have seen 15, 18,000 figures, 20,000. Even some of them are doing business as a contractor. They have stopped their job. So I would say permit, S pass, employment pass. Once you're into the employment pass, you can buy a company, you can buy a shares. Not necessary you have to wait for the PR. Okay. So how you get all these qualifications? You need qualifications, right? You need education background. They come with a higher secondary school or secondary school. They should have done this diploma somewhere in 15 years old, 16 years old, right? Like 17 years old.
Right.
They lost that time. It's not a time machine you can go back and study. So Singapore is so good that they have opportunity like our colleges. We provide them, hey, look, you still have chance. You still have last train to catch to your destination. You can come and do the diploma. Okay, go get an S pass, do the degree, then apply for Australia. Like Shafkat knows skill assessment in Australia. They goes by point system, age, qualification, experience. I tell you, our students, even I can show my background of all the successful stories of Canada visas, New Zealand visas. So Canada, New Zealand, and Australia gives PR in the offshore. You don't need to go to there. You can apply. You can do your IELTS. So there are many students. They have got PR. They have got permit. They have been here employment pass as a boss, a company boss, running a few companies, even construction facility companies. There are a lot of stories. Okay, so many stories are there, successful testimonials from our websites you can see. But what I would say is their perseverance, okay, their commitment. They have the hunger, like they want to come out of the freedom of that, like average livelihood. We want to be a best life, and that Singapore is very good opportunities. It's providing only thing you don't know where to go right place, okay, and what we have to do. So some students come, they can't even speak English, but within 6 months he speaks very good English. I think you're trying. I think 24 Asias. I've did a thorough research, and you're doing a wonderful job that giving those kind of trainings and backing up. I think what else to say? That means this should be continued and give them more opportunities, and that's the successful story. I'm very happy to be here and sharing all these stories. Yes.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much, actually,
Wow.
to all those panelists and all those audience. Actually, I did not request it, but I would like to definitely request all those audience who have been watching our live, kindly actually share this live stream to your personal profile or page or group, so that the live will be there, and many other brothers who actually couldn't join because of their busy schedule, they can actually hear from your live stream itself once you actually share. Thank you so much. We are almost like end of the show. I know that many of those brothers actually asked this question. We'll try to answer this offline later, but before that we end the show, I'd like to go back to each of the panelists to just say a few words, maybe a minute. So first I would like to go to Shafkat, if you can say a few words to all this audience, or if you have any closing speech. Shafkat, over to you.
There's I don't have any closing speech or something like this, but I'd like to say thank you for listening what actually we are trying to say. The end of the story is like get successful and do the great thing in future.
Thank you so much. Next, I would like to go to Dr. Moshir Rahman, and Moshir, if you can say a few words to all the audience who have been watching us. Moshir, over to you.
Okay, my last advice would be to keep trying. Persistence is very important. আমরা যেটা বাংলায় বলি যে সবসময় লেগে থাকা আর কি। সফলতার জন্য লেগে থাকার অন্য কোনো বিকল্প নাই। এখানে মেধাবী বা চৌকস তার থেকে বেশি ইম্পর্টেন্ট হচ্ছে আমি লেগে থাকবো। কেউ হয়তো বা 10টা সিভি সাবমিট করে সফল হয়, কেউ 100টা সাবমিট করে সফল হয়। আমি ব্যক্তিগতভাবে 610টা সিভি দেওয়ার পরে আমার প্রথম আমেরিকার জবটা হয়েছিল। সুতরাং এটা একজন একটা তার মানে লেভেলে পৌঁছায় আর কি। সুতরাং আমি যদি 609-এ গিভ আপ করে দিতাম, 610-এ না যেতাম, তাহলে হয়তো বা আমেরিকাতে কাজ করার অভিজ্ঞতাটা হতো না। সো কিপ ট্রাইং, পারসিস্টেন্স অ্যান্ড কিপ ট্রাইং, দ্যাটস দ্য ফাইনাল অ্যাডভাইস।
Thank you so much. Next, I would like to go to Dr. Vignesh, if you can actually say a few words, any closing speech, especially all those audience.
I don't have closing speech, but I would just say that I would just quote Robert's the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. What I would say is no education or no experience will teach you how to make money. It's all your own plannings. So do plan will not fail, but you may fail to plan. Okay, so that's the only thing. There are so many things there. Today's world is very easy. Just need to think yourself and cultivate your talents, skills, and be more. Always communication is number one. Be presentable, think positive, have fun. All right, that's it, guys. And we're happy to participate 24 Asia, and it's a really great career guidance program that you're all doing. It's really remarkable, guys. Thank you very much. Yes,
thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Vignesh.
Thank you.
Yeah, so the next I would like to request to Golam, if you can say actually a few words to our audience. Golam, over to you.
অবশ্যই ধন্যবাদ সবাইকে আজকে এই অনুষ্ঠানটি অ্যারেঞ্জ করার জন্য। আমার একটা অনুরোধ থাকবে, যারা আজকে এখানে জয়েন করেছেন অনুষ্ঠানে, প্লিজ ভিডিওটি আবার আরেকবার দেখবেন। এখানে অনেকগুলো ইম্পর্টেন্ট টিপস শেয়ার করা হয়েছে, যেটা আপনাদের ক্যারিয়ারের জন্য খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট। সো আপনারা দয়া করে সময় করে আবার দেখবেন। আশা করি এগুলো এই অ্যাডভাইসগুলো আপনাদেরকে সাহায্য করবে আপনাদের ক্যারিয়ারের জন্য। So, and Nabul and Jenny, it's my pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much to all the panelists and especially all those audience. আজকের প্রোগ্রামটাতে অনেক ইম্পর্টেন্ট মেসেজগুলো শেয়ার করা হয়েছে। কিছুক্ষণ আগে মাহবুব ভাই যে জিনিসটা বলেই গেল, যে আপনাদের সবাইকে রিকোয়েস্ট করবো, হয়তো কেউ আগে আসছেন, কেউ পরে আসছেন, কেউ হয়তো মাত্র জয়েন করেছেন। So please help to share this live stream, and please try to watch it back again from the beginning to until to end. There are many important point that is very helpful and useful to you. অনেকগুলো প্রশ্ন করেছেন, আমরা চেষ্টা করব যে এই প্রশ্নগুলো অ্যান্সার গুলো পরে দিতে। সরি। অ্যান্ড আরেকটা জিনিস আমি শেয়ার করবো, সেটা হচ্ছে এক পেজের সিবিটা কতটুকু ইম্পর্টেন্স, এবং এক পেজের সিবি কি আপনি ওই মাইক্রোসফট ওয়ার্ডে করবেন নাকি হচ্ছে আপনার ইলাস্ট্রেটর ফটোশপে করবেন নাকি অনলাইন পোর্টালে করবেন, এই ধরনের অনেক কোশ্চেন করেছেন। আমি রিকমেন্ড করবো noberesume.com নামে একটা অনলাইন পোর্টাল আছে, আপনি আপনার মোবাইল থেকে কিংবা ল্যাপটপ থেকে অনলাইনে ওয়ান পেজে একটা সিবি করতে পারেন, ভেরি ওয়ান্ডারফুল। অ্যান্ড ওয়ান পেজ সিবি ইজ রিয়েলি ইম্পর্টেন্ট, জাস্ট লাইক গিভিং এক্সাম্পল দ্যাট প্রথম দেখায় যদি একটা মেয়েকে আপনার ভালো লেগে থাকে, that's how actually recruiter looks for your resume if they really like your CV for first sight, and that's how it should be actually. So it is very important. আর অনেকগুলো ইনফরমেশন শেয়ার করেছেন আমাদের সবগুলো প্যানেলিস্ট, আশা করি সেই জিনিসগুলো আপনারা চেষ্টা করবেন গো থ্রু করে যেতে, এবং তারপরে যদি আপনাদের কোনো ধরনের কোশ্চেন থাকে প্লিজ ইনবক্স আস, actually we'll try to help you, and those we have not actually covered or couldn't able to cover due to our shortest time, definitely we are looking forward to cover those point in our future episode and live show. And hopefully those panelists that join us today, they will be also coming to our future live show as well. So I'll be passing over to Jan. Jan, if you have a few words to audience.
Yeah, thank you so much for staying until this time. We have a lot of insights tonight, and especially for those um, wait, we have some insights, and for those people who changing their career, for those seniors, how will they will do their CV. Remember, you need a to create your own website or just a link, which is Sir Shop he shared earlier. There's a lot of insights from this career counseling. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Back to you, Sir Nas.
Yeah, thank you so much. দর্শকদের জন্য আবারও অনেক ধন্যবাদ আমাদের পুরো লাইভ স্ট্রিমকে দেখার জন্য। I would like to request all the panelists to stay back. I know we are going to end the live shows, and দর্শকদের জন্য আবারও রিকোয়েস্ট করছি, please stay with the 24 Asia live shows, and we hopefully in our upcoming episode we will actually try to cover.
Yes.
So just to give a short summary, 24 Asia volunteer startup organization actually working in Singapore over 4 years plus, and we are actually working with the Ministry of Manpower. We are as a partner as well as NBPC member. We are doing many other initiatives actually. Join us. We have a free learning center, actually we provide a free training. You can actually join us as a student or actually join as a volunteer, or once you actually work for 1 year, we will promote you as an ambassador. And there are many things to do it, and all those experience that you can actually add in your CV, what Mushiba has shared earlier. So আশা করি আপনাদের সাথে আবার দেখা হবে পরবর্তী কোনো প্রোগ্রামে। ততক্ষণ পর্যন্ত দর্শক সবাই আপনারা ভালো থাকেন, সুস্থ থাকেন এই কামনায় we are going to end our live show now. Thank you so much, and bye. See you on next episode. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.